Well, it's day 3 of demo here at this property, and today's project is to get this tile floor up that's in the kitchen. Not a job I'm looking forward to, but I'm hoping this handy dandy floor scraper that I just rented makes it a little easier. Now, I've only removed tile floors one time before, and it wasn't a fun job, so I'm not looking forward to doing it this time, but there's nothing to it but to do it. This is the floor scraper in all of its glory. It's actually deceiving because it was 3 different rentals. You gotta rent the cart, the actual breaker, and then the blade. So it was a $250 deposit, and it's about $200 for the day. Or if I can do it within 4 hours, it's about $125. So I'm shooting for 4 hours so I can get this thing back, but we're gonna see how that goes. Boys did a lot of work, and it's leaving a pretty big mess, so not sure if we're gonna hit the 4-hour window, but we're gonna keep going at it. It's the next day. Unfortunately, my camera battery died yesterday when I was finishing up the tile floor, so I wasn't able to finish recording that process. And then my 4-hour window was coming up really tight that I had to get the rental back, which I made it with 5 minutes to spare. So that's saving about $125. So I was kind of in a bit of a rush once I got finished to get that thing loaded back up and back over to Home Depot. But I was able to get all the tile in the kitchen pulled up. Now I just have a big mess to clean up. Unfortunately, didn't have time to get to the 2 bathrooms, which I initially thought I would try to do. But that machine that I rented was also a little too big for the bathrooms, so I probably wouldn't have been able to get much of that tile busted up in there using that machine. So I'm gonna come up with another plan for that. I do have a friend coming over that's a plumber to replace the seized water valve in the front bathroom, and he mentioned it would be a lot easier if the cabinet was pulled out. So maybe we'll just do that one, since it'd be easier for him to pull that out, replace the valve, and then we just set a new cabinet. But that's still undecided, so we'll see where that goes. But today's project is going to be get all of this busted up tile cleaned up into some bags that I can take outside and throw in the dumpster. I also want to work on opening this wall up here. I want to make this doorway about a foot wider, since you can see where the old cabinets came. Just a lot of extra space that's not needed. It'd be nice to have that doorway a little bigger. And the dumpster got delivered today, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna get to that today. I think first thing tomorrow before the heat and the sun come up will be to get the garage cleared out, get all this trash that I've been throwing in here for the last couple of days into the dumpster. So that's gonna be a project, but I think I'm gonna wait until first thing tomorrow. It's a little cooler because currently it's about 90, 95, and we're on the East Coast, so the humidity is pretty intense. midday update. I was able to get all the tile cleaned up, which was quite a mess, but I got everything cleaned up, and now the rain stopped and actually cooled off quite a bit. So I think I'm gonna tackle getting this garage cleared out and start getting the dumpster loaded up. I was gonna do this tomorrow morning, but the temperature feels good, so I think I'm just gonna start on it now, and I'll see how much I can get done before it starts raining again. Battery died yet again yesterday while I was getting the dumpster loaded up as much as I could in between it raining. So I'm back out next day and I need to finish getting this stuff loaded into the dumpster. Today's a little cooler after all the rain we had yesterday. So it's first thing in the morning and I want to get this knocked out before it gets hot. The garage is basically cleaned out. I do have the countertops I want to throw in, and there's one more thing I want to actually try to pull out in the garage. I don't know if I showed this yet, but they have this somewhat semi-custom bar that they built in here. It's quite large, it's made out of wood, it's pretty solid, but I don't need it. So I'm actually gonna break it down and get it in the dumpster where I have the dumpster here, because it's definitely a lot of wood.
Which I don't have a video of, but this was midway through tearing it apart and getting the dumpster loaded. And I came up with renting a handheld demolition hammer to remove the tile in the hallway bathroom. So I did end up removing the toilet and vanity cabinet in here as well, which I didn't get on video, but did get this time lapse of the floor.
We're on day 4 or 5 now. My memory card actually filled up yesterday while filming, so I don't know how much I got. I did get some stuff on my cell phone, so once I get back and put everything together, I'll see what I have. Pretty much got everything demoed that I wanted to do. Now it's ready to hand off to my contractor. He can come in and put up the wall to make a little space for an office, finish framing out the kitchen knockout wall that we started, then go through and do some wall repair and finish work, prime the whole house, paint the whole house, put in the new floors, and then it'll be ready for me to come back and install the kitchen cabinets and get that back in order. So we can have the countertop company come out, measure the countertops, and get those ordered. But I'm heading back to Charlotte tomorrow. It's pretty much a wrap of everything I want to get done this week. Like I said, it's been about 5 days, I believe, of me demoing what I wanted to demo. Got everything done that I had on my list, got the dumpster loaded. So it's been a pretty productive couple days, and we're ready to start getting this place put back together. I did have an engineer come out this morning to give us an assessment as far as what load-bearing walls we have and what we can do as far as our design and how we want to open things up. He did confirm that this kitchen entryway here is not load-bearing, so I went ahead and cleared out the studs that were sitting there still. This is a load-bearing wall, so we're going to need to put in a column here and run a header across so we can support the weight when we open up these 2x4 studs. And then we also talked about knocking out this little patio and closing that in and making that interior space. And he confirmed that this wall right here is actually a header that's up in the ceiling, supporting the weight of the trusses up in the attic. So we're also gonna have the contractor take a look at closing this little patio off. Basically, we'll knock out this sliding door in this wall here, knock that out, knock out this wall and that window, and make this all interior space. We'll put up an exterior wall pretty much at the edge of where this concrete patio is. We'll keep this wall because we're gonna make this a little office space. So we'll just close in this window, keep that wall, then we'll lay some new concrete to get the floor level and match with these 2 floors. But we'll see how that comes together. It's something I would like to do right now while the house is empty and we're getting all this work done, because this is definitely gonna be a messy project, and having to open up this interior wall to the outside, it'd be much easier to get it knocked out now, but we gotta see if the time frame will work and if the budget will allow it. But that's gonna wrap up basically my week here in Virginia Beach, starting the demo on our new property here. I'm heading back to Charlotte tomorrow for a couple weeks. I'll be working with my contractor via the phone, email, and FaceTime as he starts putting things back together. So I'll see what clips or pictures or videos I can grab while he gets through his work. But we'll be back here in a couple weeks once it's ready for the kitchen cabinets to go back in, and we'll kind of see what it looks like at that point. I also have a good friend of mine who's a plumber coming over next week to replace both of these kitchen water line valves, because as you can see, the valves don't quite seal on the hot water line, and it's a small little drip. And And then he's also gonna take a look at the hallway bath because our main water valve shutoff is seized. The toilet water line valve also has a pretty bad leak. That's why I got this bag catching the water. And the toilet flange is pretty busted up. So those all need to be replaced. So I'm gonna have him knock those out next week while he's here. But I hope you enjoyed this little recap of some demo work that I've been doing for the last 4 or 5 days. I'm definitely tired, I'm pretty sore. It's been a lot of work, but it's also been fun. I like getting things torn out and being a part of the early project like this and envisioning what the space can be. But until next time, let's make every day count, be more than average, and I'll see you in the next video.